already. Well, this is what happens when
Three-man taunt!
A three-man taunt! Who's going to go down? Impact! Oh, first blood! First blood goes to Insec. Insec gets it.
Oh, what
The
a
red
way.
Shen beat the blue Shen, Monte Cristo.
I think Mafa died first. Impact picks up the first blood.
Okay, all right.
It's hard to tell with two Shens, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, we didn't know what side they would be on, too. So I guess we did. Never mind, I lied. All right, okay. Let's rewind a little bit. Calm down. All right, Impact got the first blood, I believe.
But
Mafa.
Ryu gets the edge in the mid lane by picking up the second kill.
That is so
So
huge.
we have a
So
tussle
big.
early. Now we see the difference in styles. Ryu going the aggressive Elixir start this game. Faker playing a little more cautiously with the door and the shield, just wants to farm up and make plays with his team elsewhere on the map. Same strategy for SK Telecom this game. They want to make plays with Vi and Shen, and they have that strong single target damage this time coming out with Vayne. So they're going to be in a really good position here with their pick comp again. Now, the KT Bullets, they opted for a mix. They can respond to the picks with their own Shen, which is great. They have assassination potential with Evelynn and Zed, and they also have that fast push advantage with the Fiddlesticks Caitlyn combo.
Right.
And this is a duo that Piglet and Mondu know intimately well because they were really the first team in Korea to start using Fiddlesticks Caitlyn for this fast push.
Yeah.
And now it's in the hands of...
Oh, Insec needs to get out of there. Needs to be careful. Man, with 4 ninjas, with the quadruple ninja, these are going to be some pretty crazy team fights.
8 ninjas with death mark.
That's true. That's true. And each Zed has the capacity to get out 2 living shadows, so we could actually go up to 10 ninjas, right? No, wait. That's not even... I don't know math. Wait. 4... Hold on.
Done.
No. 8 total ninjas.
All right.
Right? I was an art major, guys. Don't blame me for this.
8 ninjas.
I can draw a picture of those ninjas, but I can't. Isn't it the point of ninjas, though, to not be able to tell how many there are? So there we go. Mission successful. Good job, Riot.
We're going to be very confused this game with all the different champions.
Very confused, but very hyped, too.
Fortunately, they all have different skins.
That's right.
So we're okay there. Now, we see this 2v1 in the bot lane. Of course, Shen somewhat dangerous in a 1v2 simply because if he gets good position, he can taunt you under turret, you'll take some damage, and it'll relieve the pressure on that lane. But with Fiddlesticks, never going to have that opportunity. He'll just be feared. Free shots for Caitlyn. So the KT Bullets, they need to get this first tower. Now, they need to get it quickly because if there's a situation where SK Telecom, if they don't get it quickly enough and they're still pushed up in lane, they'll be very, very vulnerable to Vi and the roaming coming out of Zed. So Kakao up here trying to at least push this wave back, make his presence known.
Yep. And we'll see how quickly he wants to make that presence known. Mondu and Piglet getting some good damage onto that turret early on. Insect taking some hits. Taking a lot of hits, actually. I feel like it really is all about this mid lane, though. This is the ultimate duel between Faker and Ryu. Same champion, left alone in lane. This is where we really get to see who's the king of the mid lane in this finals.
Who is the king of the ninjas?
That's right, the Ninja King.
Okay, Vi coming around from the side right now, maybe making a move on Ryu right here. There
we'll see.
aren't any wars, so Ryu is a bit exposed.
Well, any sort of disruption that Mengi can help, any sort of disruption that either one of these teams can do for their mid lane is huge.
Pink ward down. He's coming in from behind right here. They're going to try and 2v2. They have a powerful 2v2 combination.
Right. Oh, he went through river where the ward was, didn't go through try, thought it would be there and lost his chance. Q loaded up. Just going to be used on those minions. No, saving it. There we go. Okay, so if he would have gone through try, he would have been able to get the jump on them, but he decided to go through river, made the wrong call, no gank.
Okay, Kakao coming up into the jungle side. He may be trying to go for, nope, just going for a ward right there to track Vi's movement a little bit more.
Very nice. Good to get those forward wards down.
And it's also going to keep an eye on blue when it respawns here.
Now, Ignite is back up again for both of the Zeds. So the all-ins may begin here soon.
Well, noticeably, Ryu hasn't popped his elixir yet.
Yeah,
so
Faker might be in trouble here. Here comes Kakao. Kakao coming in. Is this it? Faker takes some damage. He's going to be fine. Well, tense moment there for Faker, but The positioning was okay.
It can be these little things, though. Getting zoned off the wave for a couple of creeps is maybe the difference between a level 6 here.
Oh, he's getting all in him. Oh, he's not getting all in him. It looked like he may have wanted to go for it.
Well, the sustain from Doran's shield is so strong right now.
It is.
He's actually gaining a lot of HP back very, very quickly, as we can see.
He won. He pushed Ryu out of lane.
Yeah, so it looks like he may be able to hit that level 6 first. We'll see if he can make a good rotation off of it, maybe pick up an early kill. Insect taking a few too many hits from Piglet right there.
Yeah,
Cacao coming back up to the lane. Now, Vi's weakness, she's not very good at that wave clear in the lane. So in a 2v2 jungle situation where the jungle is joining in, not going to be quite as useful as Evelynn. Evelynn, of course, not the best champion for it either, but a little more efficient.
Right. And this turret already very, very low. The taunt, gets flashed by Mondu, had to use it. They lock up Insect, some damage there. Bengi coming back through. Insect very, very low. And Bengi loading up that Q. They may go on to Cacao. They won't do it. Just waiting, just being content with the turret. The patience, so key for SK Telecom in this series, and it's continuing. They barely may squeak out this turret first.
And Ryu back in the mid lane right now. The ninja mind games beginning.
That's right.
As he hid from the vision of Faker there for just a moment. First tower goes down in that bottom lane in favor of KT Bullets. And look at this. Ryu gets the Ignite laid down on him.
Yep, he does. And there's a Death Mark. Going in, Death Mark on both of them. Stand United coming in onto Faker. Impact there. Ryu trying to get away. Flashes out of the taunt. The Ignite going down, though, from Impact this time. Double Ignite. And Faker takes down Ryu.
And those little things, Doa. Impact hit 6 before Insect did, so that allowed the play to be made. And right there, that's a missed call from the KT Bullets.
Yeah.
He should have known that Impact had hit 6.
Oh, they lock up Insect. Can he get away? It looks like gets condemned against that wall.
And also right there, why that happened was Insect was shoved out of lane in the top because they failed their all-in onto Piglet and Mondu. In these mirror matchups,
man,
these little things, so important.
Yeah, I love blind pick. I love it because you get to see a different sort of strategizing before the game, and then in the game, you get to see this razor's edge that both teams are on. I love it. I love that we've got blind pick in this. All right, so they're going to hand that blue buff off to Faker. That CDR there. And Mafa, they wanted the blue as well, but they're going to be content with that forward ward.
Okay, we may see
a
dragon fight now. The Bullets have their Shen ult up, so they at least have the shield, and here we go.
And the fear onto Bengi. Bengi in a little bit of trouble. Ryu with Shen coming down on top of him. Mafa chasing over the wall. There's the flash from Cacao. It looks like Bengi will escape.
But they took out, critically right there, they took out the smite from the equation, so they can go for this dragon relatively safely right now.
Looks like they'll get it.
They have that classic Shen-Eve combo. It's so dangerous to get in on the flank right there, and it can be on you in an absolute instant. So right there, because of the Stand United used for that kill in mid lane, actually what happens, the Stand United later for KT Bullets, but they take an objective off of it.
Ooh, they need to be very careful about this mid lane. Here comes Score coming in. There's the Crow Storm over the wall. Deathmark coming down, though. Faker really wants it. Oh, he gets taken down by Insect, though. Impact very low, gets exhausted, but KT, the pain train is coming through the river. There's the fear on Impact. He goes down as well, and KT, a good series of events for them.
And this is one of those little things in League of Legends, Noah. It is such a back and forth game. It's about making those smart decisions. So we saw there, of course, they took advantage of the fact that their Shen hit 6 first, but then the KT Bullets said, well, how can we make the most of the situation we have right there?
Exactly.
And they made a very smart engage on that dragon, took the dragon, stopped their mid turret, totally all in, and they used that heavy damage from Fiddlesticks early on to help them net a couple kills and keep their mid turret up. And now we see a slight advantage for the KT Bullets.
That's right, a slight advantage in a close game still in our final game of Champion Summer. It's been a long season, and it all comes down to this blind pick game between KT and SKT. On this beautiful night in Seoul, South Korea. It's dark out, no more rain. The rainbows are still going strong, guys.
That's right, we're still here, we're still pumped up, we're shining bright.
That's right, because we're wearing all white suits, so we reflect very well.
Okay, now they're starting to group. So the KT Bullets, this is their game plan. They need to use the Caitlyn advantage with the siege in order to start knocking down these towers. And Insect going in, just zoning out a little bit. He's not really in any danger. He's got that Giant's Belt. He should be okay. Getting a few hits on the turret right there before SK Telecom can really come back together. And they have to be worried about all-inning too, because they don't know really where Kakao is right now. And so if they engage all at once and they get 3-man Evelynn ulted, it's going to be a really big deal, because the advantage that the KT Bullets have is in their siege, and it's also in their AoE. They have better AoE on their team thanks to Kakao's Evelynn. So team fight, I'd have to say 5v5, they have a little bit of an advantage, but SK Telecom has that advantage with picks because their jungler is able to set up those solo kills.
You know, I look at the items for these Zeds, and I worry a little bit about Ryu. He has, okay, there we go. Now he finally did get that Cutlass. When I started saying that, he didn't have it yet. But never mind, everything's fine. Doesn't quite have his Brutalizer yet, but he's okay.
Yeah, he's okay.
All's right with Ryu. He's got the Doran's Blade, so things fairly even.
Yeah, the other advantage that KT has is they have that support, Fiddlesticks. He does do a lot of base damage if he gets that full channel Crowstorm off, and if he's fast enough, he can shut down Faker during his death mark so that he can't deal the damage to really get that burst on the pop. Right.
All right, well, a tense game here in game number 5. Impact still farming in that bot lane. CS across the board. Faker significantly in the lead over Ryu, but Ryu does have those couple kills, so he's really not far behind at all. And that Dragon Gold, of course, helping out a little bit. Overall, still just a very even game.
Piglet coming in to the lane brush. Ryu has to be very careful in this situation.
Doesn't know the Piglet's there.
Yeah, the picks are starting, though, so the KT Bullets, they have to be very cautious at this point. Again, we're in a similar situation where they really want to 5v5 this game, if at all possible.
Okay. Kakao is there as well.
They don't know if Kakao's there.
Yeah, they don't.
So Fiddlesticks rotating down with Caitlyn.
Deciding to back off a little bit. Score rotating down as well.
Too many unknowns. They saw that there was nobody in mid lane right there that they had left, and so too risky. Mafa maybe going for an ult.
He's going for it. He's coming over the wall. Faker immediately gets away with the Living Shadow, but he does get feared. Oh, he's very low. There's the exhaust. Flashes over the wall. And Score, even with the Peacemaker, even with the ace in the hole, not quite enough to finish him off. Flash used, but Faker escapes to fight another day. And that day may come soon with this push from KT in the mid lane.
Yeah, here it comes. And they only needed to chunk Faker and get him out of the situation because here's the thing. Faker is most of the wave clear on this team. So without him, they'll buy themselves more time to get turret shots with Caitlyn.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how it works out. That ward spotting Kakao. It is a vision ward, so it could see him. They're going to come in and get this blue buff. Not a lot that SKT can do about it. They're going to have to give that one up. Trying to keep this lane pushed as best they can. Insect. Oh, they're coming in. They need to be so careful. Mondu. Delicate positioning from both of these teams right now. Impact pushing in the top lane. This game feels like one of those jars of nitroglycerin you see in a cartoon that the least little bump is going to set it off.
Absolutely. We do see that Impact probably a little bit closer to that Sunfire cape, and that's going to make a big difference because the Shen with the Sunfire clearly going to be able to push a lot harder than the Shen without.
Oh, yeah. Shen on fire is worth 2 Shens not on fire. That's
as the saying goes.
As the old, I believe my mother used to say that all the time. Yep.
So an interesting thing about 2 Shen split pushing against each other is who gets to cancel whose ults.
Yeah.
So
that's the real key. Oh, Kakao getting completely caught. Body slam into Death Mark. And a Death Mark's not an easy thing to live with. Insect coming down. Not quite soon enough, though. They can't save Kakao. They'll have to disengage. There's that Zyra ultimate. So useful in that regard. Well played by SKT, and they may be able to get this second dragon. We'll see.
Yeah, and a perfect pink ward right there from SK Telecom. They knew that Kakao's been creeping around the map, and applying that pressure simply by being invisible, being unknown as to his location. And there's nothing that the KT Bullets can do right now to stop this Dragon from going down.
Well, there goes the Dragon.
They're going to try and assassinate Impact in response because he's the target because he has Stand United up.
Yep.
So.
Oh, Shen and Zed versus Shen. Impact taunts away, comes back in. That was the wrong move. He's got Sunfire Cape. Madonna trying to ult away. Can he do it? He gets out. Ignite ticking down, but with the shield, he'll be okay. Whoa, a lot of close calls for Shen. Not just because there's two of them. And they get the mid turret. They get the Dragon. Wow.
Okay, SK Telecom on a roll now.
Yeah.
And if you're just tuning in, if SK Telecom wins, they do send MVP Ozone automatically to Worlds, and they will take the top seed in our qualifier for the last slot.
Yep.
If KT Bullets win, they tie for first place with Naja and Sword, and we have to play a tiebreaker next week to determine who's the first slot, who gets out of the group stages automatically at Worlds.
Yes.
If they lose, they have to play a tiebreaker with Frost for the fourth place slot.
That's right.
So that's our scenario right now. If SK Telecom loses, they get fifth and have to play. So here we go, Mama.
Oh, they're coming over the wall now. The Crow Storm, they lock him up. They take down Faker immediately. Impact trying to get some revenge, but instead, a kill for Ryu. In the meantime, the turret does go down. It's 1-for-1. Insect gets caught up a little bit. Can they finish him off? Ryu a bit low, score a bit low. SK Telecom, can they get some kills? They need it. They need to answer. They get one. Piglet claims the victim. Cacao exhausted, trying to get away. Still very fast through that exhaust. Piglet needs to get out of there. He does. Oh, a kill for Bengi. Another huge move for Vi. Oh, Pumandu, he lays down the ultimate at the very end and helps Piglet get that unofficial double. Whoa, what a fight. What a crazy game.
Okay, but in that situation, the KT Bullets did get that mid tower. So,
Crucially, yes.
Crucially, so they did make an okay trade right there, but getting Piglet more and more farmed is dangerous because he's going to have that split push edge. We do see score building for a Bloodthirster Caitlyn this game. Let's take a look at that again. Bappa coming over the wall, getting the fear down on Faker, so he absolutely can't do anything. He gets destroyed before he can deal any damage in this fight. And at this point, Piglet's just so dangerous coming in from the rear. Nobody can fight him. And Insect gets hit by the Vi ultimate. Ryu comes back in to deal with damage he can, but look at that play from Mandu right there, locking everyone up with Zyra. Cacao tries to chase him down, but the exhaust saved for the crucial moment, and Ryu barely can't kill Piglet. If Ryu had killed Piglet right there, it would have been over for SK Telecom because Score and Ryu would have been able to wipe up the rest of the members of the SKT1 team.
Yeah, close call, but SKT so far showing in this game what they've been good at all series long, skirmishing, getting those team fights done.
So the dangerous thing right now is that Vayne got those kills. She has the Blade of the Ruined King. She's building into more attack speed. She's becoming a menace in terms of her split pushing and dueling abilities.
Yeah.
Then we have Score. He's building the Caitlyn build with Bloodthirster. This is not for high damage in team fights. This is for sustained pushing in lane.
Exactly. And on top of all that, too, look at the items between Faker and Ryu. Yeah, Faker didn't last through that last fight very long at all, but if he does last the fight, oh, they're coming in again on Impact. They catch him a little bit. They catch him a lot of it, actually. And can he escape? Does he have any way to get out? Trying his hardest. Oh, he actually does make it. Faker kills Cacao instead. Ryu running away now. He's very low. Mafa silencing Mandu and Bengi. Wow, stuff happening all over the map right now. There goes Cacao. Oh, they do finish off Ryu. Another kill for Bengi. Bengi is 2-0-3. And the skirmishing ability of SK Telecom just looks like it may be a little bit too much for KT to handle.
And by Impact getting out of that fight, it allowed him to stand united to Faker, which may well have saved his life. We'll go take a look at exactly what happened there. But
now looking a bit upset.
But these little tiny things, those are some kills that were just barely on the side of SK Telecom. KT Bullets couldn't quite finish them off, and that had repercussions all the way across the map right there.
Yeah, wow. I mean, what a crazy, crazy game. And I mean, we're seeing that little edge start to get to be a bigger edge. If you look at those items for SK Telecom, KT still very much in this final game, but it's starting to slip away, and they can feel it. You can bet the players in that booth are sweating.
All right, so Cacao and Score in this bottom lane, and so they get the drop onto Faker. He gets chunked really, really hard. Deathmark comes down onto Cacao, and yes, he does finish off Kakao with the death mark pop. Okay, he gets away before the shield becomes an issue. Oh, the shield saved him from Ace in the wall, I bet you right there.
I'm sure you're right. I'm sure you're right. Otherwise, I mean, there's no other way that he can save himself that way. So, well, okay, where are we at on this game right now? The vision actually pretty good. Look at all those vision wards all over the map right now. And you can see Mondu doing what we found is very good against Kakao, getting that Sightstone, then buying just a ton of pink wards.
That's right. That's how you play against Evelynn. Mondu also has an Oracle to clear the jungle. He's in a weird situation, actually, because with a pick comp, again, like we saw in the last couple of games, you have to have that vision advantage. But Oracle isn't very good against Evelynn because by the time you can see her, she's already ulting you. So you have to get those pink wards to track her movement to make sure you don't get a flank.
Yes.
So actually, with a pick comp against an Evelynn, you end up spending a whole lot of money on vision control.
That's right. Well, he's got his Philo Stone. He's in a good place for that right now. SKT pushing down this top lane at the moment. And we will see if they can get a turret out of this, maybe. Mafa has been really good with his Crow Storms all night long. A lot of fiddlesticks in this finals, interestingly enough.
Okay.
Oh, he misses a taunt. That would have been big. That would have been very big. Mondu taking some hits. The supports are very vulnerable on Summoner's Rift lately.
But SK Telecom, again, without very good way of sieging. They can dive if they want to with Vibe, but they don't have wave clear, so they're not going to be able to push very quickly. They need to split push with their Shen. They're going to take another Dragon. Faker there waiting for somebody to make a mistake. Mafa going in.
Oh, he's coming into Dragon Pit a little bit too late. He gets caught instead. They're just waiting for it. And now Faker comes in. There's his Ire ultimate. It does get scored. And the taunt right afterwards. Faker goes down, but he takes out Ryu in the process. No, backwards. And here we go. Can KT clean it up? SK has got him on the run. Mondu chasing down Mafa in the backline. Bengi is backed up. A double kill already for Piglet. Mondu trying to escape. Insect, he needs something. He won't get it. Mondu gets into the Dragon Pit. Look at this Insect. Just desperate for a kill.
And he will survive maybe with feint, but Piglet was on the hunt in the back lines.
It is.
And we see the power of this composition coming out of SK Telecom. Basically, Score built for pushing lanes. He hasn't been able to push lanes, and so when they continually fight, Piglet
Mondu, revenge of the support. He's so bloodthirsty. Oh yeah, Bengi gets the killing blow, but Mondu sets up another one.
Yeah, Doa right there. SK Telecom is getting exactly what they want. It was a botched engage there from Mafa. They couldn't follow it up, number one. But Piglet is an absolute monster this game. He's getting on top of Score. Score just isn't doing the damage, even though they got a really nice kill on a Faker to start this one off.
Mafa's like, oh, I've made a horrible decision.
Well, he did occupy people in the back while they killed Faker. So Ryu gets the Shen shield down on him, as does Faker. Both ninjas, ulting ninjas right there. And you can see Piglet's positioning here around the outside of the fight. Manages to pick up Kakao. Now watch Score in the back. Piglet comes around with a flash in order to hunt him down. But Score just isn't outputting damage this game. He needed to push. He's needed to push this game, but he just can't do it because SK Telecom are all-inning them.
And man, just look at Insect, just really trying to get something out of it. Tried to escape, wasn't able to do it. Impact takes on another turret. It's 3-2 in terms of turrets. A 7,000 gold lead for SK Telecom. The skirmish is strong with these guys.
Oh boy.
Oh,
well,
man.
It all came down to those very little minute things, Noah.
It did.
That gave SK Telecom this lead. Those barely missed out kills from the KT Bullets where the slippery champions of SK Telecom escaped.
Yeah, and the slippery champions for KT didn't.
Yeah.
But this game will go down in history as the quadruple ninja. That's what it is. Probably some of the most craziest team fights I've ever seen. That's what happens. What a game by SK Telecom. Just those little edges here and there piling up. They're stunned. They're like, we wish we were ninjas. Everybody wants to be a ninja.
Well, I don't know if you want
Hashtag I'm a ninja.
I don't know if you want to be a ninja on the KT Bullets team right now.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. They're
like having a rough time.
You know, see, the ninjas on SKT, they're like, I don't know. They're like really successful ninjas. Whereas like the ninjas on KT, they're sort of like the Foot Clan. They just like get beaten up over and over again. What are some really successful ninjas?
I don't think we would know.
We would know. We would know because you would never see them coming or going. Wow, ninjas really are good, aren't they?
So at this point in time, SK Telecom can split push all day because their split push champions are simply stronger. We do see the item advantage really coming into play. The comparison, no Spirit Visage yet onto Insec as opposed to Impact. He'll be able to duel that much better.
It's Baron time.
It does appear to be.
And they do walk into a ward, so they do get spotted a bit.
But SK Telecom gonna go for it.
Yeah, they're gonna go for it. They are. All right. Well, we do have Fiddlesticks coming down with the ultimate. We also have Ryu thinking about coming over the wall. Ooh, this is KT's chance. This is their big chance. There's the Crow Storm over the wall. Oh, they do get out in time though, or do they? Oh, I don't know. There's his ult. Mafa goes down immediately. Faker gets that kill. Wants to get on to score. Score force out of the fight. Kakao on the run. Ryu comes in. Piglet cleanses. Double kill for Faker already. Oh, man, and that's a one-team fight for SK Telecom. Faker's so low. Nobody dead yet. Oh, never mind. Score got one. But he may be on the out here. There's the ward. Bengi trying to chase him down. Meanwhile, Impact pushing.
And he out-dueled Insec in that bottom lane, too.
Yep, he did.
In that bot lane, there was some crazy Shen ult canceling from both sides, actually.
Yeah.
So, ultimately, though, they tried to kill Piglet. That was Ryu's goal that game. They forced Faker out of the fight early, but just another uncoordinated engage, and that results in a turret going down.
Oh, look at Insec, man. Hands off the keyboard. Yeah, he's dead right now, but he just looks lost. Doesn't know what to do.
Well, there's nothing he can do. He's in a mirror matchup with a stronger opponent. Another Shen with stronger items. What do you do in this situation? It's so hard to deal with.
Yeah. I mean, wow. SKT.
All right, the one hope here.
Yes.
For KT Bullets, maybe if they can pull it out, if they can defend long enough to get into the late game, because
it's going to take a 6-item Caitlyn.
Yeah, or it's also, they can itemize full armor against the SK Telecom composition.
Right.
Whereas Kakao is still going to be a damage threat on this Evelyn, given a long enough timeline where he's able to get a few more items.
That's a great point.
But it's a long shot, guys. It's a long shot.
Oh, it's a Baron again. Another Baron attempt. Does KT want to try this one?
They have to.
Faker found score! Oh, the net! Can't get over the wall, and he takes out score! There goes the damage on KT! Faker's a bit trapped. Is he going to get the double? Is he going to get the double? No, not quite! Not quite. Ryu comes in for the ninja on ninja.
But they do get the Baron.
They got Baron. This is it. This could be the final blow for SK Telecom to deal to KT Rolster Bullets.
Yeah, Piglet also the one who's really dangerous right here. Of course, Faker dangerous as well, but Piglet's been the one who's really causing trouble because even though the KT Bullets have a composition where they can burst down SK Telecom, they can't quite kill them, and Piglet's always there at the end of the fight, cleaning up house, playing the janitor role in this game.
And, you know, huge credit to SK Telecom. Look at how patiently they're playing, and Ryu just looks despondent in the booth.
Well, I think the KT Bullets were exposed here against SK Telecom. They came in with some brilliant fast push compositions to take the first two games tonight, but I think they may have tunneled a bit too hard on fast push in this last game.
It certainly is starting to look that way. I agree. Yeah. I think you've got it. Astute analysis as always.
Well, the other thing too that's interesting here is they probably could have guessed, like we did, that it was going to be a Zed versus Zed matchup in this mid lane.
Yes.
And in that situation, why not play Ezreal, where you can go for a blue build with a lot of armor with Iceborne Gauntlet and kite him out effectively, have those escape mechanisms.
Caitlyn was a bit of a surprising pick.
Especially the Caitlyn build with the Bloodthirster here.
Yeah. Well, we've been hashtagging things Faker does all season. We might be able to add win champion summer to that one.
And maybe get MVP this season too.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. There goes another turret. And Piglet, getting very bold. Piglet feeling a bit invincible, but why wouldn't he? 6-0-4 right now.
And the Thornmail is down on Impact already.
Wow.
So that's probably going to close this one out, actually. That is a massive change.
Shen dueling Shen right now in the bot lane. Let's check that one out. the slowest battle of all time. Looks like they're not going to even bother with that one.
No, there's just no way. Insec is so far behind right now.
Yep. All right, well, here comes the siege. Like you mentioned, SKT. Not the best siege team ever, but they do have that huge lead.
Well, but they can just wait. It's another game where SK Telecom doesn't have the best siege team, but they can just wait because their Shen is winning in Shen v Shen.
Exactly.
And now there is no option to send Ryu down there because if Ryu tries to deathmark Impact with Thornmail, he's going to get absolutely demolished.
Right. Wow. Well, here we go. The split push. The ultimate battle of Shen versus Shen. But one Shen's clearly been in school for much longer. He's a doctor. He's got his degrees. Maybe he can outsmart the other one. We'll see. I don't know. Here comes Ryu. 2 ninjas. Usually better than 1 ninja.
And look at the pink wards going down. They're tracking Kakao's movement. They've got him all through the running paths.
Look at that
jungle.
mini-map. That mini-map is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen as a support player. All those wards. Wow. And there goes the turret. There's just nothing KT can do.
No, there's not. There's not. This is SK Telecom's tournament at this point.
It is.
It would take a massive error from them to lose this final blind pick.
Mafa loses about half his health there.
Got to be very careful.
Yeah, well, Faker's going to do enormous damage. And Faker's just made a career off of killing supports, which as a support player really frightens me, but at the same time, I respect that.
You have just Faker nightmares. You wake up in a cold sweat. You're like, Faker's behind me.
I know, right? I'm like, even though I only have a mat on the floor, I think he's in the bed. Oh, Faker maybe in trouble here. Deathmark tries to clean it up for Ryu. Oh, look at the cleanse. Look at the moves. Faker, what was that?
Faker with a huge play. The QSS.
I can't believe I just saw
he
that.
Actually won that duel.
I can't believe that
SK Telecom
I'm
just charges into the KT Bullets base.
Oh, wow. Can you say GG? There's a Crow Storm, but it's a party. That's all for SKT right now. That things Faker does wins impossible fights. I can't believe it. I can't. That is one of the highlights of the season. There goes the inhibitor.
That was one of the most amazing plays I have ever seen in League of Legends. Yes, Faker had a huge advantage in that he had the QSS right there.
Yeah,
but to pull
still,
that off when he got so low.
He started that fight at like 50% health.
Lower, though, about a third health. I'm sure we're about to see it again.
I was being generous.
Oh.
What do you do?
What do you do? And that's what the KT Bullets, that's what Mafa's asking himself right there.
Faker's invincible. I don't know, man. He may have died 6 times this game, but that was 6 glorious deaths. And he didn't die then. Well, he did eventually, but not for a while.
So
Let's
Ryu gets the drop onto Faker right there, gets him down to about a third health. And we see the death mark come down right there from Ryu, the immediate cleanse. Look at the shadow swap. So the QSS removes the death mark, and then at this point he gets enough damage with the flash afterwards to chunk him just up. Ryu tries to come in, but there we go.
Back to the living shadow again.
Goes back with the E.
Oh my gosh, another fight. SKT a bit caught here. Uh-oh, they lose Mandu. Ooh, a bit caught there, but it seems like it'd probably be okay. Wow, I mean, the people at Riot that design said, you better be happy because you just saw that champion played to absolute perfection. That is what you put those mechanics into the game for.
And
that was incredible.
This is why I love blind pick, Doa.
Yeah. You never get to see things like that.
You don't get to see things like that. And it really exposes the player's talents.
Yeah.
Because do you think they practice mirror matchups very often?
No.
So it's all about how well you can outsmart your opponent on the fly. And that is what is glorious about this blind pick. And we get to see these champions that were banned all night coming into the fore.
Yeah.
Oh, blind pick is awesome.
Beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Mafa and Ryu, they are there. Faker does need to be careful. Doesn't want to have to try to do that again. And there's a dragon. Okay, so they're going to get the 4th dragon here, maybe. Impact waiting on the outside. There it is. Kakao, they get the dragon.
Yeah, Living Shadow.
No fight.
Dissuading Mafa from using Crow Storm right there. So the KT Bullets actually they've regained a vision advantage, which is good for them.
Wow.
That pick was very important, and now it's going to come down to this Baron fight.
Well, Baron is back up. Yeah, Baron is back up, and KT cannot allow SKT to have the spare. They absolutely cannot do it. They may have to, but they really need to do something.
And Mondu just making sure he gets all of the pinks down. Look how many pinks down are down right now around the Baron pit. There's no way Kakao is sneaking into this one.
Ace in the hole. Nice block. Oh, they don't block it, actually. I thought Impact was going to get in front, but didn't quite get there in time. It's going to be okay, though.
All right, KT Bullets, they're trying to trade an inhibitor for this.
Yep. And that Baron will die fairly quickly, but the turrets are dying quickly as well. They're going for it. Are they just going to rush the base? No, they're going to go back. They're going to go back. Oh, they're recalling. SKT is rushing the base.
And look at this. Impact is trying to delay the recalls right here.
Yep.
Oh, he's just shoving out the lane.
All right.
Pardon me. He's just trying to create that pressure, and now they're going to go back to the top lane and try and get that split push going one more time.
Unopposed Baron for SKT. I've never seen so many wards near Baron. Here we go, ultimate. They're going to try to go in on this one. Shen coming down, gets immediately Zyra-ulted. Oh, they slam dunk Ryu, and they slam dunk a lot of damage on top of that. MOHGamiing in, gets the kill on Zai, but SK Telecom coming in over the top and score. Trap, Piglet gets the kill. Goes on to Faker. Faker tags off a bit, and look at Ryu. He knows it's over. Champion Summer is over. SK Telecom coming back after being 2 down. There goes the Nexus. GG!
An incredible reverse all kill coming out of SK Telecom. Getting in the hole early, and this is exactly what we saw last Champion Summer as well, where Frost had the come from behind win. There's Koma, the coach in the booth. SK Telecom ecstatic.
And what you're not seeing right now is MVP Ozone celebrating just as much because they just got a trip to the World Champions because of SK Telecom's victory as well. SK Telecom gets 3rd in points, only needs to win 1 best-of-5 next week to go to Worlds. Huge setup for that. KT still a strong contender to get to Worlds, but they couldn't do it today.
And they
couldn't quite do it.
So KT Bullets will have to play a best-of-5 to tie-break against Frost for 4th place. Now from there, we may well see a rematch of this exact 2 teams at the end of next week for this slot at the World Championship. Insect absolutely devastated.
What an amazing season for them. I think we need to get going here. I think Chobra's going to take it over in just a moment. But before I do, huge thanks to the staff here at OGN for making this amazing tournament. So much work goes on behind the scenes, guys, that you'll never see, and they deserve props for that. Thanks to Monte Cristo, my great co-caster, Chobra for great translating.
And thanks to you guys, the fans.
Thanks
the
to the
OGN
players.
Legion. You guys rock. We will see you for next week, the qualifiers, and stick around. We'll be learning who's our season MVP.
Yeah, we've got that World Championship qualifier coming up next week. Do not miss it. A couple days for us to rest our voices. We'll be right back at it. We hope you'll join us for that. We got to get off the stage, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
All right. Thank you, Doa and Monte Cristo, of course. And there is our champions for the summer season here in Korea. About to lift up that beautiful, beautiful trophy. Actually, they might have to wait. They might have to wait for the ceremony. They really want to lift it, but they might just have to wait. There's Koma, their coach, who used to be a player, as you guys may have heard if you were here for the beginning of the broadcast. And if you remember, of course, if you watched last year, but there is the cup, high and proud. And Koma, I'm sure, just as proud of his team. Koma used to play on StarTale, who the majority of their members are currently on KT Roaster Bullets. So if you were here in the beginning, but they've only been a professional team for such a short time. Really, I would say, what is it right now? It's the end of August, so maybe maximum half a year, depending on when they started training. It would be right around half a year, as that's when the spring or winter season ended. And you know what this means? I had to hop off the broadcaster a little bit early to get ready here. I don't know if the other guys mentioned this, but this means that SK Telecom T1 has only lost one series in their career. Only one. Only one series, and that was to MVP Ozone, who they conquered this season. And then they win a title. So they've gotten third place and a title with only one loss on their match record. That is a ridiculous performance. Before the final today, I believe their entire match series win percentage was about 80%, which is godly for any professional team to carry that. And sure, you can say, well, you just said it was only 2 seasons. Yeah, that's a short time, but you know, even the best teams, they give a couple series here and there in group stage and things like that. And here we have SKT, who this season they went, you know, they got all 9 points, 3-0. And let's hear from the teams. Of course, the SK administration, or SKT, thanking their fans for staying despite the rain. And I had a feeling he knew that they could win because the fans stayed to the very end. And when he was coming in, him and the fans, he says, we knew that we had to win. It wasn't about can we win, it wasn't about will we win, but we have to win. That is the desperation that SKT entered that booth with today. And so the coach had faith despite the first 2 maps. They would win. And thanking Coma, of course, the